What is the best way to get rid of a body?
So it depends on if you're trying to get rid of a body that you found and like stumbled upon, or if you're getting rid of a body that you...
Oh shoot, the camera's on. The camera's on. Hi, I didn't see, hi there. You saw nothing. You guys didn't see anything at all. Anyway, how about we start today? Hello, welcome to the stream today. Hello, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be doing some rankings. This is something I've always really wanted to do, because we all know that on the internet, everyone's opinion is very hard to see. Let me just turn down the BGM a little bit because it's a little hard. Hello, Gregory. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a really good day. All right. So yeah, we are here today, and we're just gonna rank whatever I feel like today. There's not really a specific goal. I just really want to like look at some tier lists. Rank some things. Hopefully have some ideas. And if you guys have some ideas for tier lists and stuff like that, by all means, I recommend if you put them in the chat. By all means, I will do. Means I'm gonna do them. Yeah. All right. I feel like there's not much else to say here, so I say we should probably get started. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more. Hopefully, I want the BGM to be as quiet as possible, hopefully. I don't want it to be too loud today. Alright, we're gonna start. Alright, so first off, I feel like the best way to start is by doing a fast food restaurant tier list. I think fast food is generally like the ideal beginning format. So I think starting here is the best. So we've got these restaurants down here. I have some of these restaurants. I haven't had some of them. We're gonna figure out. So we're just gonna figure out as we go along. All right, and we're not starting off great. We have an A and W. I think we're gonna put this one in never had. Well, not think. I am putting in never had because I never had this one before. All I know is that they serve root beer, and I think that we all know that. Well, I think we've all seen their root beer, but I don't think we've seen anything else that they've served. I only know them for the root beer. I don't think I know them for anything else. So because of that, I'm gonna put them in the never had. Next up is Arby's. I'm pretty sure that everyone knows where Arby's belongs, and I'm gonna be a little bit controversial and say it's gonna go in the D tier. Here. Because I mean, it's trash. But I mean, it's not like the most trash thing in the world. So by all accounts, I don't think it's too bad. I think Arby's is a proper D tier. Because that. I've never had Baja Fresh before, whatever that means. Stop using the word Baja on your restaurants, on food companies. You don't know what that word means. I also don't know what Blimpies is. I also don't know what this place, Bojangles, whatever the heck this place is supposed to be. I've never been to Boston Market. I feel like I don't need to explain my explanation. I think Burger King just goes in F tier. I'm pretty sure that the only reason why you'd want to go to Burger King is because there's either nothing in your area or I can't really think of another reason. So honestly, I don't think there's really any reason for me not to put in any other tier higher than F. Caden's is really good, from my experience. It's not like fine dining or anything. It's not like the best fried chicken in the world. But honestly, I think that it's it's pretty good for what it is. Honestly, I think that honestly it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think that what like makes it like B tier. Also, what I don't like here is that there's no A tier. Hold on a second. We're gonna swap this. We're gonna swap this and this around. And then we're gonna put. Then we're gonna make an A tier. Because I think Cane's deserves to be an A tier, all things considered. I don't think it. I think the food is actually decent enough to actually be put in A tier. I don't think it's that. I think it's good, but I don't think it's like peak dining or anything like that. Their lemonade is really good though, but like their lemonade's also lemonade in a lot of places is really good. Carl's Jr. is the purest definition of mediocre. I had it one time when we were I think when I was passing through, I think Colorado. I think. And it was just mediocre. The only thing I remember about the Carl's Jr. is that I had the Carl's Jr. Not that it's anything entertaining. What is the Checkers? Chick-fil-A is absolutely delicious. I do not believe I've ever been to at least 85% of these restaurants. Yeah, that's fair. I haven't been to some of them either. I've been to some of them. I've been to a few of them, but I haven't. Like, I recognize a lot more restaurants than you think. But then there are just some restaurants I just don't think. I just haven't been to. In fact, we're just gonna get rid of all those restaurants I've never been to. I've heard of Culver's, haven't been to one. Have not been to El Pollo Loco. Haven't been to Firehouse Subs. Haven't been to this. Haven't been to this. Haven't been to this, or this, or this, or this. I haven't been to Potbelly, though I've heard of them. I don't know what the heck a Wawa is. It sounds like water. I don't know what this place called Wings is. I don't know what Wiener Schnitzel is. Haven't been to Sheetz, or Skyline. Swenson's, or is that it? I think oh wait, or Roy Rogers. What the heck is a Roy Rogers? Or Cookout. All right. Anyway, back to Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A. I think I have to put solidly in the B tier. I mean, I think the place is absolutely delicious, but at the exact same time, though, they took off the spicy chicken strips like 3 years ago, and I'm still salty about that. So because of that, I'm going to forever hold a grudge against them because they did that, because it was their best menu item, and I'm gonna put salt against them. Chipotle is a scam, and so because of that, I'm gonna put it in the C tier, but its food is edible, so because of that, it exists above Carl's Jr. I think the only time I've had Church's chicken was when I was like 8 years old, and I do not remember a single thing about that place. So I'm just gonna put that in the. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I mean, it's fried chicken. It can't be that bad. Fried chicken is typically really good. So I mean, I don't think it's that bad. The only thing that Del Taco has ever provided to society is free shavacado. Mexican fast food places in general are historically classified as bad fast food places. So because of that qualification, I'm gonna put Del Taco solidly in the D tier. Here. Denny's is bad. I don't think there's anything about that. The only powerful things about Denny's have been the Denny's parking lot, which does not qualify to itself as food. But I burped on accident. But I think because of that, I think it honestly goes in. I think I'll have to put it in. I think I'll put it in C. We're having a lot of C tiers, but I think that's generally how I feel about a lot of them. Okay, Domino's. Actually, a good one, for once. I think Domino's. Domino's, I think, has got to be an A tier. Here, because it is the only place that genuinely tries to make its crust like taste good. So because of that reason, I feel like it has to be like an A tier. I don't think it's like the best. You know what? No, I am gonna put it in the best. No, I'm not gonna put it in the best because it actually is. Because it actually is. I think because the pizza is good, but it's not like really good. Also, before I continue this, I'm gonna have a another tier. I'm gonna classify this as this is not fast food. Why are we discussing it? Because I understand this also has casual eating on them, but like some of these places are not fast food restaurants, and I refuse to stand by it. But yeah, I think Domino's is typically I don't think is that bad. I think they've gone through a lot of changes and stuff like that, and I think that because of that, I think they're decent. I mean, we're discussing like C tier level food here. We're not really discussing like fine dining or anything like that. But because of that, I think Domino's just sits solidly in the A tier. Dairy Queen is garbage. F. I feel like this next one's gonna be the biggest hot take of the entire video. Well, not video, but stream. It's that Five Guys is complete, utter garbage. There is nothing special about Five Guys at all. Five Guys is just like... Everyone keeps saying that Five Guys is like this delicious place that makes the best burgers in the world. But it's not. It's incredibly mediocre. It's painfully mediocre. There's nothing special about a Five Guys burger compared to literally any other restaurant. I mean, it's not like a Burger King burger. Like, a Five Guys is not going to kill you. But it's so painfully average that I have to put it in D tier. Right, IHOP. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Certified classic. Amazing. Not sponsored by... Oh yeah, I forgot to have the disclaimer. I am not sponsored by any of these companies. I feel like that should be a quick disclaimer. Because I don't want to be seen as endorsing any of these people's food or anything like that if I'm complimenting them. And this applies to all of these previous sections as well. I don't want to be sued by their government. Not by their governments. By their legal teams. They probably have vicious legal teams that are just hunting this video and just staring at it. Alright, In-N-Out. In-N-Out is everything that people say that Five Guys is. In-N-Out is genuinely really good. But their burgers are good. The animal fries are also typically good. Their milkshakes are phenomenal. I have to put it in the best for sure. Jack in the Box. I've never had Jack in the Box actually. I think if I were to rate them, I think they would be like a B tier. Because I mean they have like a decent variety of food. So I mean like I feel like maybe it would fit that because of that reason. I feel like it would be good because of that. I don't know why I put Jersey Mike and Jimmy John's here. They're basically the same restaurant. I don't know why I didn't group them together, but they both probably be F tier because they're terrible. I feel like by principle, Jollibee has to go in at least A tier, maybe S. I'm gonna put it above IHOP because in general, I think that the fried chicken is just delicious. I don't think anything else about Jollibee is like incredible or anything like that, but this at least is pretty good. KFC. Now, look, I'm a bit of a connoisseur on fried chicken. And I'm going to be honest when I say this to you. There is not a worse place you can get fried chicken from that is a fried chicken that specializes in fried chicken than KFC. KFC is some of the most overpriced fried chicken in the world. It's so painfully bad. It's so bland that honestly I feel like so much that basically every other fried chicken restaurant is fundamentally outclassed it. Don't eat here. It's bad. Little Caesars, I guess if you need pizza, it isn't bad. Pizza's pretty good. I think because of that, it has to go in C. There is no such thing as good fried chicken. This is... your opinion will not matter in this stream, Gregory. I am sorry. Sorry. Fried chicken is delicious, and I'm not going to fight anyone on this. Fried chicken is freaking amazing. Anyway, let's talk about a restaurant that Gregory may like. Long John Silver's. This is the worst restaurant on the entire list. No questions asked. Everything in Long John Silver's is just grease. I'm pretty sure that I'm 99.9% sure that the grease used in Long John Silver's makes up a majority of the food. There is nothing edible in that restaurant. The only positive I think I can give to Long John Silver's is Long John Silver's at the bare minimum, I don't think has ever raised their prices. So because of that reason alone, I think they're going to go above Dairy Queen. But in terms of restaurant taste, they are by far the worst tasting food option on this list. Never eat here. McDonald's. I don't think I've eaten at a McDonald's since I was like 4 or 5 years old. All I know is that it isn't very good, and it's way too overpriced for what it is. So we're just gonna put it in a D tier. Sure. This is a restaurant that you guys probably have never heard of. This is Moe's. This is I feel like because the only thing I've ever heard of Long John Silver's is that it's a money laundering scheme, and you are 100% correct about that. There's not a single I guarantee you that there's not a single Long John Silver's open today that is not owned by either a drug cartel or a money laundering company. Not one Long John Silver's. Nobody's there. And despite this fact, the one that's close to me has been open for like years. Like, it's absolutely insane. Okay. But if you actually do choose to eat there, the food is absolute garbage. Don't eat there, ever. You're better, if you really want fish that badly, just buy yourself some gas station sushi. Don't go to Long John Silver's. Anyway, Moe's. This place actually saved my butt in college many times, so because of that factor alone, I think I kind of have to put it in A tier. Here. It seems to be genuinely better than Chipotle in many ways. So because of that logic, I think that it does go in A tier. The queso there is generally better, so I think that because of that logic, I think it has to go in A tier. But I've never seen a Moe's outside the one that's near me. I genuinely thought it was a restaurant that just partnered with, like, universities, and that's about it. Panda Express. Yes. I don't know, it's okay. It's not the most special restaurant ever. I mean, if you absolutely need Chinese food, if you want something with vegetables in it, I think you could do worse. I think it's a solid C tier. I think it's better than Chipotle. Panera Bread. I used to absolutely hate Panera Bread when I was, like, super young and stuff. However, ever since then, they have introduced the world-famous Death Lemonade. And because of this, I unironically have to put it in S tier. There's nothing good about this. There is nothing good about Panera Bread besides the lemonade that basically Uber-charges you. But besides that, I think that Panera Bread will unironically go in S tier. If I were to rate on the food itself, it goes in, like, C tier. What is a Panera Bread? It's a restaurant that, like, serves, like, healthier food. but then they stopped but then they realized that nobody ate at the restaurant, so they stopped up serving healthy food and started serving like pizza and stuff. And now it's more like a sandwich place and stuff like that. The only reason that I feel like most of you probably hear of a Panera Bread is because you've heard of the Panera Bread Def Lemonade or something like that. That's all I can really think about. Next up is Papa John's. Papa John's, I think, is like the perfect like middle ground between Domino's and Little Caesars. I'm not 100% certain on Papa John himself. I don't know what he was referring to when he was talking about the Day of Reckoning, but all I know for a fact that is that his pizza's okay. If you want pizza, I mean, it's better than Little Caesars. That's all I can say. Pizza Hut is the worst pizza on the list. It's so mediocre and forgettable that when I was talking with my mom one time, and she genuinely did not know if Pizza Huts were still open. Because they basically just got rid of everything that made them special. And so because of that, I think they're just like a mediocre pizza place now. So they're going in D tier. The last time I had Popeyes, it was the most tough, hard chicken that I've ever had in my entire life. And it had no flavor, and the chicken was just genuinely like flavorless. I feel like because of that reason alone, I think I have to put it in D tier. By that logic. I object. Domino's is the worst pizza aside from Pizza Hut. That is not true. Domino's is the only pizza that actually like has like seasoned crust and stuff like that. I genuinely do not think that you can get worse than Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut had like all this special stuff back in the day. It had like salad bars and all this stuff like that, and then they just took it all away because everyone went into the phase of like ordering in and stuff like that, and Pizza Hut just got rid of everything. So if you want like genuinely good pizza, like Little Caesars is cheaper and Papa John's and Domino's taste better. Like there's no like, I feel like there's not really much of an argument here, I think. Quiznos subs, horrible. At least from what I've heard. I haven't actually eaten a Quiznos because I'm pretty sure they went to I'm pretty sure that they have gone into bankruptcy before I even had a chance to eat them. I've seen them. Schlotzsky's. This is another place that's kind of like Panera Bread, but like it actually is edible. So I feel like because that it goes into the unironic B tier. It's not special or anything like that, but I mean like, hey, it's pretty good. I don't know what mystical concoction they put in your Domino's, but it tastes like cardboard to me. It's the garlic seasoning. The garlic seasoning makes everything all so much better. I mean, it's not like the best pizza I've ever had or anything like that, but like, it's pretty good. Like, if I absolutely need pizza right here and now, I feel Domino's isn't bad. Shake Shack. Shake Shack is, I feel like it's probably the best place on this list by a technicality. I think because I feel like there isn't like a lot of like competition here, but they don't really feel like a fast food place to me. I don't know why. I mean, they are a fast food place. They serve burgers and fries and all this stuff like that. They're not like super like distinct from a fast food restaurant. Maybe it's just their taste. Maybe that's it. I don't know, man. They don't feel like a fast food place, but I think I'm gonna put them in the best. Sonic actually is kind of a different case from Dairy Queen, where Sonic's drinks are absolutely amazing, but their food is genuinely inedible. So by that logic, I think that it's the perfect fit for the C tier, closer to a D than a B, but definitely a C. It's absolutely, because the drinks are good, but they're not that good. They're not good enough to be like to save them and put them up in the best or anything like that. But they're okay. They're okay in my opinion. Steak and Shake. I have no idea why I didn't put this in the never had tier because I've never had it. Subway. I've had Subway one time in my life, and it was horrible. It was like, honestly, it was. I don't even know what they put in their food, but like it is by far like some of the most inedible food I have ever eaten. I don't know what this is the case. I'm putting it in F. I'm not even thinking about it another time. It's going in F, 100%. It's going above Long John Silver. It's going below Burger King, but above Long John Silver's. Taco Bell, if it didn't give you diarrhea, I feel like it would be rated higher. It's probably one of the better like Mexican fast food places. I think its menu is fairly unique. It's gotta be a B tier. Gotta be a B tier. Honestly. It's nothing too special. It's nothing like incredibly great or anything like that. But honestly, it could be a lot worse. Taco Cabana. You probably have never heard of this place, but this place is like another Del Taco. But unlike Del Taco, I've actually had Taco Cabana. And it's okay. That's all I can say. It's okay. It's not like extremely good or anything like that, but it's pretty good. I feel like it's like a solid B tier. It's below. I think it's below Taco Bell because of like its lack of uniqueness and stuff. But it's gotta be a B tier. Okay, I can tell 100% that the person who made this is from a very specific part of the United States. I guarantee not a single person except for me knows what a Torchy's Tacos is. Now, Torchy's Tacos, I will admit, is delicious. But it's not fast food. It's just not. It's not fast food at all. You may think it's fast food, but it's not. It's street tacos, which I guess could be classified as fast food, but it's not. Waffle House. Waffle House is another case where I'm gonna have to unironically give it an S tier, solely because of how powerful Waffle House is. Truly, there is no restaurant that is more powerful than the Waffle House. I think we should all be afraid of Waffle House, so I'm just gonna put it in the best to make sure that doesn't hurt me. The last time I had Wendy's was when I was 3 years old, and I got food poisoning from it. So because of that, I'm putting it at the bottom of F tier. Whataburger. So where I'm from, Whataburger is classified as like extremely good. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Like the food is just like, it's honestly pretty meh. Nothing too special. There's nothing too special about it, and honestly, I think it's just iffy. Never had White Castle before. Let me be completely honest with you. Wingstop is not a fast food restaurant. Every time I go to a Wingstop, it takes me like 30-40 minutes to get my food. This is not a fast. If your restaurant takes 30 to 40 minutes to get you your food, it's not a fast food restaurant. But if I did have to rank it, it would probably go in the best because I genuinely love Wingstop a lot. Wingstop, my beloved, but I'm not sponsored. But I genuinely think that it has to go in. But I think it has to go in this year because it's not a fast food place. Doesn't the U.S. have a security index based on if Waffle House is open or not? Yes, they do. It is literally called the Waffle House scale, I think. I don't know what it's called exactly. Hold on, let me look at another tab. No, hold on. Let me look real quick. Waffle House. Oh my gosh, it's real. Okay, so it's called the Waffle House Index. And yeah, it basically is. And basically basically, here are the levels if you don't know. Green means that it's a full menu. Restaurant is full power and damage is minimal or absent. Yellow is limited menu. Power is either absent or delivered by a generator, or food supplies are running low. And red is the restaurant is closed. Which, according to Wikipedia, indicates severe damage, severe flooding, or the apocalypse. Severe destruction to the restaurant. The apocalypse. If you do not... The Waffle House is responsible for the end of the world. If Waffle House is destroyed, the world is over. Again, the Waffle House is the one thing keeping our society held together. If Waffle House goes, we all go with it. Oh yeah, we're ending on a mediocre note. Zaxby's is fine, I guess. Can't wait to go to Waffle House after the nuclear fallout! No! Mr. President, the Russians have dropped a nuclear bomb. Is the Waffle House still standing? Yes. Well, then we're not destroyed yet. Freaking unbelievable. The fact that the Waffle House is so powerful. I think I have to unironically put it as the best. And Panera Bread by extension has to also get the best because of the Def Lemonade. So yeah, this is the official tier list. I will not be taking any criticism on this tier list because obviously my opinions are obviously fact. No, they aren't. But that's gonna be the first tier list though, and probably the least interesting of the ones we're talking about tonight. I say next up we do. I say we go for broke. Alright, brain rot tier list. Alright. Here we go. Brain rot tier list. So this list is going to be proof of how Gen Alpha I am and how terminally online I am. If this is not responsible for the end of the world, I don't know what is. I have no idea. I have no idea what some of these things even are. I know some of them, but I don't know, like, I'm gonna rank them based on, like, my general knowledge. Alright, so first off, we have this kid in, who is completely dripped out right now. I don't know what this is supposed to represent. Oh, Gronk? Baby Gronk, I think? The frick is a baby Gronk? Is that what this is supposed to be? Dude, I don't know. F tier. Because it makes absolutely no sense to me why it's just a kid with a necklace. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Next up we have, I don't know what I'm looking at. You're looking at the brain rot tier list. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Next up we have Amazing Digital Circus. I don't know, it's a pretty good show. Are they referring to, like, all those, like, YouTube Kids things and stuff like that? You know, like the cringe YouTube Kids things that are an abomination to look at? That basically want to make the creator turn it into, like, a gory M-rated series? Is that what this is about? I don't know, man. I feel like it's got to go in. I mean, it's a good show, so it automatically has to go in S tier. But like, if we're talking about like the brain rot, if we're talking about like the kids stuff, it's gonna go in F tier. So I think we're gonna put it in the B tier for that reason. Because I do actually like that show. I don't like what's come of it, but I do have those. This is Kai Cenat. It's missing the OG brain rot of those Spider-Man and Elsa videos. Those videos were the beginning of our downfall as a society. I swear. Every bad thing in society has come from those videos. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, is this supposed to be Kai Cenat? Is this supposed to be Phantom Tax? I cannot believe I'm saying these words out of my mouth right now. I don't know, I guess I'll put it in the D tier because, like, taking food from other people is disgusting. I don't think the idea of sharing food is very appetizing. Next up, we have this chicken nugget. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's gonna have to go in F tier. It's gonna have to go in F tier. I'm sorry. It's gonna have to go in F tier. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Grimace Shake. I mean, those memes were pretty funny. I don't know, C tier. I think it was funny that when the Grimace Shake happened, people started literally dying, which was pretty funny. But beyond that, I don't think anything happened. This is what we'd like to call the demonetization square. It's where when you show something on screen, it's gonna get your video demonetized. So we're gonna put it in F tier because it's terrible. Kai Cenat. I think this is Kai Cenat. I don't know, maybe he goes in C tier. Lobotomies go in S tier because lobotomies are awesome. Everyone should get one. Mr. Breest. Mr. Breest should go, I think, goes in A tier. I think he's pretty silly. I remember there was a time when I was obsessed with the freaking Ohio memes. But nowadays I just genuinely think that they're awful. So I think I'm just gonna put them in D tier. By all accounts, they are not funny anymore. If you don't know who this is Pibby from the show Learning with Pibby. And somehow this turned into a massive brain rot trend. For some freaking reason, and I don't know why. It's supposed to be like a Five Nights at Freddy's, but like for like, that's not a good way to describe it. Maybe that's why people like latched onto it. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the series. It's gonna go in C tier. Is this Quandale Dingle? What have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten myself into? Why am I ranking these? I don't know. He's gonna go in P tier? Sure. Riz. Riz is the only one of these that I feel like I unironically use. Because it's short for charisma. So by that logic, I feel like because of that, by that logic it has to go in S tier. Sigma males are applied in our society, F tier. But I guess if we're just talking, but I guess if this is just American Psycho, I'm like A tier because it's a pretty decent movie. Skibidi Toilet was a burden on our society. D tier. I never understood the Smurf cat memes. I never understood them. I don't get it. I don't get it. Subway Surfers makes me feel like an idiot because I've fallen for the trap on multiple occasions. So I think we're gonna put them in C. And I have no idea what this is. So I think I'm just automatically gonna put in F tier. That's the other tier list. That's the official brain rot tier list. Did I understand what was going on? No. Did I complete it in 13 minutes because I genuinely did not know my opinions on them, and I was super confused the whole time? Absolutely. Skibidi Toilet Ruin Gmod Half-Life for future generations. Well, you know what? Yeah, I agree with you on that regard. I also love when the Skibidi Toilet guy takes down videos of stuff he doesn't even own. It's my favorite. I love it when he did that. Alright, now let's look at something that I understand a little bit better. Video game consoles. Oh, I accidentally hit my mic. As of 2020, sure, why not? Alright. So first off, we have the Game Boy. I mean, this was a revolutionary device for its time. Hold on a second, let me take a sip. Like, it's extremely old. But at the same time, though, it kind of revolutionized the gaming industry. Like, in fact, it kind of revolutionized technology as a whole, because, like, the idea of, like, portable technology kind of, like, it started being super popular with the Game Boy. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but, like, maybe that's the reason why why phones are so popular. Because of, like, how common the Game Boy is. I don't know how to feel about this, but I feel like it's a solid... I mean, it's gotta be, like, a solid A tier. Maybe a B, because, like, all things considered, though, it is revolutionary, but I cannot tell you a single game, besides Pokemon, I genuinely, like, think about when playing a Game Boy. Like, I cannot give you an answer. Alright. Just change my position a little bit. Next up, we have the GameCube. I didn't grow up with the GameCube. It was a little before my time, but, I think it's pretty good. I mean, it had really good games on it. It's kind of the reverse of the Game Boy where nobody played it, but the games on it were, like, really, really good. So I feel like at the same time it's gotta be... I feel like it's gotta be, like, I feel like it at least has to be, like, a B tier. It had a lot of great aspects to it, honestly. It was, like, the last Nintendo console where it was, like, a straight-up console. Before Nintendo started, like, moving to, like, gimmicks and stuff. The PS2... I mean, as a multimedia machine, I feel like it's gotta go in, like, the A tier. I guess also in terms of games, it also has to go in the A tier, because there are tons of great games on the PS2. There are tons of good RPGs. There's tons of good, like... There's a few decent fighting games on there. There's a few decent, action adventure games and platforms and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that's, like, generally pretty good on there, but there's also, like, a lot of shovelware and, like, trash. So honestly, I think because of that reason, I think A is probably the best place for it. Because there are, like, a lot of great original games on the PS2, but, like, there's so much trash on there. It's, like, unbelievable how much trash there is. Okay. It is the best-selling console of all time. Also, I'm changing the music. Give me a second. Oh. No. No ad. Bad. Go away. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, next up is the Sega Genesis. I know this is supposed to be, like, a classic console and all, but, like, when looking back on it, I think it's kind of mediocre. It's not like it's not even the best Sega console in my opinion. Cause like honestly, it was revolutionary for the time. I will give it that. It came out in like 89 or 90, and had like a bunch of 16-bit games and stuff. But at the same time, though, it's so painfully mediocre. There's not like I mean, there are tons of great games on it, but none of them are particularly like. I mean, they do stand out. Like, it has a lot of downsides compared to other things, because like it only has 3 buttons as a controller. A lot of the games are like locked to add-ons and stuff like that. So like you can't even have a complete library by just owning a Genesis. You gotta get a Sega CD and a 32X if you want to play all the games. And for what? Games that aren't even as good in some cases. So I think because of that, it's just gonna go in the C tier. Another C tier is the PS3. Now, you know, we all know the meme of the PS3 has no games. But we're gonna give it a little bit of credit because the PS3, it did have a lot of revolutionary stuff for the time. It had a streaming box, it had box, and it had tons of great games on it too. Ew. The problem is a lot of those games were also on the Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360 was, in a lot of cases, better. So it's the only time I'm going to do this, but I think the Xbox actually had an advantage. But we're not going to get to the Xbox 360 for a long time, so keep that in mind. Next up is the SNES. I think this is our first S tier. The SNES genuinely does not have a bad library of games. There are so many great games on it that came out back then and even to this day are great. Hey, like, I feel like this is like the starting point for when I start caring about retro games. Like, when we get to the Super Nintendo, I think that's honestly when I start caring. I don't really care about the NES or the Master System or the Genesis or even the Game Boy, but I honestly start caring about I honestly start caring a lot more about games when we eventually get to the Super Nintendo, because that's when I think games were starting to get better. Games, PS3, did you take your meds? Okay, hear me out. There are a lot of decent games around the 2000s at this point. The problem with the PS3 has no games thing is that the games available at the time were also available on the Xbox 360, and the Xbox 360 was just better at the time. Like, a lot of the things that maybe it was just due to marketing, maybe it was just due to like multiplayer stuff, the Xbox 360 just generally had more stuff overall that made people want to play it. So I think because of that reason, I would have to rank the Xbox 360 higher. Plus, a lot of the better games on PS3 are either available elsewhere, or are available on the 360, or you can get them on Steam nowadays. There's not a lot of reasons to own a PS3. I mean, the Little Big Planet games are pretty good. That's about it though. There's not a lot worth buying a PS3 for, honestly. I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna put it in F tier because I have never heard of that thing in my life. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the Nintendo Switch, and honestly, I feel like the Nintendo Switch goes in A tier. It's close to, but it's very close to an S. It's very, very close to an S. Because the first party lineup on the Nintendo Switch is stellar. I don't think there's like a single like completely garbage game on the Switch. There's some hits and misses, but there's not like completely terrible. But I don't think that there's like a terrible one on there. There's tons of indie games. There's tons of great ports on there. It's portable. Invented like the hybrid console genre that's so good and popular nowadays. Nintendo Switch, it's got to be at least an A tier. You know, no, it's going into S. It does have tons of shovelware, so it has to go beneath the Super Nintendo. But honestly, it's probably one of Nintendo's best consoles. Alright, so this one's going to be a little bit controversial. I think the DS is a bit overrated. honestly, the DS does not have in my opinion, the best entries. I think that for like if you're talking like RPGs and stuff like that, it's one of the best systems for that because there's tons of great RPGs on there. But excluding RPGs, no terrible games on Switch, my friend, and I challenge you to read the week's releases and maintain that opinion. I'm not counting shovelware. If I was talking shovelware, then this thing would absolutely be rated and higher. The first party releases are pretty good. There's some pretty good third party releases and indie releases. There's a lot of hybrid stuff. That's why I put the Switch in S tier. I didn't say that there's no terrible Switch releases, because there's terrible releases on all these consoles. But like but I feel like the Switch has like, I feel like it cancels out the Switch. The DS, on the other hand, the DS I don't think has like as much great stuff, because a lot of like the better like non-RPG related stuff came out earlier in its life, like Mario Kart DS and stuff like that. And now but nowadays, like, honestly, I don't think the DS has like as great a library, in my opinion. I don't think a lot of the games are like worth buying in a lot of cases. The 3DS, on the other hand, is a different story. Right. I feel like it genuinely did a lot better than the 3DS. It has virtual console support. It has great online. There's tons of worthwhile games to play on there. A lot of the games are just better than their DS counterparts, in my opinion. There are countless puzzle games, platformers, and other stranger genres on the DS. You're right, but that also applies to the 3DS too. The 3DS is backwards compatible. It has more games on there, and a lot of the games are just better on there. Here. Like, there's 2 good Kirby platformers. There's 3D Zelda remakes. Fun Pokemon games to play on there. Or a decent, I think one of the first 3D Mario's on there. Backwards compatibility with the DS, NES games you can play anywhere, Game Boy games you can play anywhere, SNES games you can play anywhere. It genuinely did a lot. Now, of course, there's also some shovelware and trash on there, but I think there was a reason that this system's still popular to this day. Also, it's extremely easy to mod. So, I'm putting it in A tier. Logically, that has to go on there, too. It's not as easy to hack a DS as it is to hack a 3DS. And I am 90% sure of that. And even if it is easier to hack a DS than it is to hack a 3DS, would you really want to? Next up is the Xbox One. Yeah, no shot about that. That thing is going in D tier. It's garbage. There is not a lot to say about the Xbox One. This console was so bad that Microsoft gave up on making exclusives. No, it's going in D tier. I don't know why there's 2 versions of the Xbox 360 here. I guess we can talk about... Should we talk about both of them, or should we just talk about... Are there just 2 different models of the Xbox 360? I don't know. I don't know much about Xbox. Frick it, we're just gonna rank the Xbox 360 as is. The Xbox 360 is the better console of the 2. It had better games. The online was generally better. It introduced a lot of modern features that were popular in games. That are not popular in games, but popular in consoles today. So, like, if you hate how the industry is, you can thank the Xbox 360. Because of that, it goes in the B tier. Then there's the OG box. Thankfully, after this, we're done. We're not done talking about Xbox. I don't know about this one. I feel like it's my least favorite out of the 3. I think it goes in C tier. Because again, everything on the Xbox was on like PS2 or GameCube. I mean, there were some exclusive on the original Xbox. I feel like maybe because of that, like, should get a B tier. Plus, it also had a crossover with The Rock. And everyone knows that The Rock is invulnerable and doesn't take any damage. That's why the Snyderverse is still so popular. Next up is the Atari 2600. I can't be too hard on this thing. I just can't. I can't be too hard on this. It was the first of its kind. I can't be hard on this thing at all. Like, what am I supposed to complain about? Oh, the graphics on that thing aren't that good. Well, of course they aren't good. This thing came out when your dad... This thing is your dad's age. There's no way I can criticize this thing too harshly. It is a little bit old. I feel like it has to go at bottom of B, close to C. I can't be too harsh on this thing. I'm sorry. Alright, because, like, there's nothing here, like, because, like, what am I supposed... It's like going out seeing, like, an innocent old man. You're like, what are you gonna... Like, if you see an innocent old man, you're not gonna go out and just push him and punch him and beat him to death. No, you're not gonna go out of your way and do that. Because it's an old guy. Like, you don't want to beat out the freaking old guy. I was about to say my dad had one. Yeah, I feel like I can't criticize this console too much. It's because it was the first of its kind. I can't really be mean to it. In fact, while we're here, I'm also going to rank the NES. The NES is a similar case. Without the NES, we really wouldn't have games as we would know it today. So I feel like because of that, I can't be too harsh on it. I'm a little more harsh to it because I feel like the NES is like the most populated of the genre, and it did have honestly it honestly had a lot of like really bad games on it, like some of the worst of all time, but there were also some great games on it too. I feel like though I feel like because of that the NES was also going to get the B tier treatment. It's solid. I think it's better than the OG Xbox. And at least and honestly there's honestly way more worth playing on an NES than there is an Atari 2600, at least nowadays, anyway. The Atari 5200 is hot garbage. It has the worst controller in gaming history, so I feel like because of that logic alone, it automatically has to go in F tier. The Atari Jaguar, not a single good game I think ever came out for this thing. F tier. Here. I guarantee I don't think a single person has ever heard of the Atari 5200 or the Jaguar or this console, the 7800, until this stream. Because everyone has heard the 5200, but no one's ever heard of these gray bricks because there was nothing worthwhile playing on them. All right, next up is the Wii. The Wii had a lot of great stuff about it. It was the first Nintendo console to have online. There was a lot of good games on it. There was some great exclusives on it. But honestly, I feel like I can't really put it above A tier. Motion controls were kind of mediocre. And again, there are only like a couple games I feel like they're worth playing on. It's not like the GameCube where there's like tons of games that are worth playing. Or even the DS or the NES. I feel like above all the top tiers, I feel like this one has like the weakest lineup. These four have like great lineups of games, but this one's okay. It also has tons of shovelware that like outnumbers the good games. Alright. I want to play a game with you, chat. Name a single game that you have heard of, not played, heard of, that is on a Sega Saturn. I'll wait. That's right, there are none. Moving on. Sonic Jam? Sonic Jam is just a port of the old Sonic games. The Game Gear. I mean, again, I don't want to pick on this thing because it was one of the first portable consoles ever. Nights into Dreams. Okay, that's a good one. I'll move the Saturn up to D tier because of that. But like, there's barely any exclusives on the Saturn. Like, there's Panzer Dragoon, there's Virtua Fighter, I guess. There's Sonic Jam. There's Nights into Dreams. But there's not like much of a reason to ever buy a Saturn, because either they're on the PlayStation or the games are just mediocre. At least the controller has 6 buttons this time around. Again, the Game Gear kind of a similar story. I'm gonna put it at bottom of C. It did okay, in my opinion. There were some worthwhile games. There were some not worthwhile games. I think it's the perfect case of a C tier. But like, I don't think there's really any reason to ever play a Game Gear unless you want to play Sonic. And even if that's the case, you can mod your 3DS and get all the Game Gear games you could ever want with that. So like, what's the point? If there is I do not think that there's a single bigger disappointment than the PS Vita. Like, the only game that's worth purchasing on the Vita was Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 4 Golden is on literally every system now. Like, you could say it's easy to mod, but it's also it's easier to mod a 3DS, so no one cares. I cannot stress to you a bigger disappointment than the Vita, in my opinion. The Vita had so much potential, and it didn't use any of it, because there's just no games on it that you want to play. Because they're either just console ports, or they just don't matter. It's a real shame. I really wish the Vita was better. But the Vita just is kind of bad. Persona 4 Golden is on Switch officially. Yeah, that's the thing, because the only game worth purchasing on the PS Vita was Persona 4 Golden. And then they just stopped releasing it. Like, because every other game, like, you can get elsewhere. Here, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you can get that on PC. Minecraft, you can get that on PC and basically every console as well as mobile. Like, there's no reason to freaking buy a Vita. Like, who cares? Which is so sad. The Vita could have been great, but it's not great. It's bad because no one wanted to make any games for it. And no one advertised it. I'm gonna be kind to the Magnavox Odyssey. I don't want to be too mean to it, because I'm gonna put it in C tier. Because again, I can't really be mean to it. I said the Atari 2600 was like your dad. This is literally your granddad. I'm not kidding. The Magnavox Odyssey is basically your granddad. This thing doesn't even have this is a console that does not even have graphics. It's a console that is 100% 2-player, and it doesn't even keep score. It's such a primitive game console. I have to put it in C tier though. I can't be too mean to it because it's literally, I think, the first of its kind. This came out in like the early 70s. I can't be mean to this at all. Alright. The best Sega console by far has to go to the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast basically did everything right for a final console. It did so much stuff that was like unique and innovating for the time. It had the best graphics overall. It could run FMV. It was basically the best of both worlds between the PlayStation and the N64. And unfortunately, it really didn't succeed. But like, there are tons of things on the Dreamcast that are like really good. There's like, I think, like the Sonic Adventures are on that. Third Strike is on that officially. Marvel 2 is on that. I think Skies of Arcadia is on that. There's a lot of good stuff on there, trust me. The Odyssey was the first game box ever. Yeah, I can't be too mean to the Odyssey, because it's literally the equivalent of like unplugging an elderly cancer patient. There's no point. Why would you do that? Don't bully the Odyssey. That's so mean. Anyway, the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast had a lot of like innovative features and like there weren't really that many bad games for it. It also has like some of the best like arcade port quality of all time. It was pretty good. But I can't really put it in anything other than A tier, honestly. Because there weren't really that many, like... Because the games are good, but they're not, like, that good. I think the Wii's are probably, like, more worth it. Okay, so, remember when I said I didn't want to bully the Atari 2600 and the Magnavox Odyssey? I feel like I have to say the same thing for the Game & Watch systems. Again, these were the first, like, portable games ever. And I really can't say anything mean about them because of that. Like, again, I don't want to bully the people in the retirement home. Because it's not fair. I don't want to hold them to the same standards. Because of this reasoning, I have to put the Game & Watch in C tier. It was innovative for the time, and it did lead to great things. The Xbox Series S. I feel like this is just the Xbox One, but better graphics. It's truly the console that I genuinely don't think there's a single reason to own. So we're putting it in D tier. By extension, I'm going to put the PS5 in D tier, because we already know the jokes are going to be made about it. It's the only reason I'm putting it above the only reason that I am putting it above the Xbox Series X is because I was a PlayStation fanboy, and by that logic, it will be better than Xbox. Also, the controller is better, but beyond that, I cannot logically put this thing in anything other than D tier, because the only exclusive game, because there's only three games that it was actually worth playing on it, and it is not worth spending $400 to own them. I guess if you want a PS4 with prettier graphics, this is available. Alright, the Intellivision. It has a really funky looking controller. Wait, I just realized something. The current gen consoles are at a standstill in terms of advancement? Yeah, that's true. I also just realized something. I did not rank the Sega Saturn. This is not the Sega Saturn. This is the Sega Saturn. What I ranked, I think is the worst. I think is the worst console on our list. I think. Is this what I think it is? Is this a 3DO? Hold on. Okay, no, it's not a 3DO. I don't know what this is then. I was going to talk about the Intellivision, but I genuinely don't know what this is. Honestly, I can't tell you. Anyway, the Intellivision. I mean, this was like the first ever like console like competitor, I think. The Intellivision but the Intellivision also had like that stupid phone keypad thing. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to put this in D tier. It's the retro console I'm going to rank the lowest. I guess... Oh, wait, I just realized something. A lot of these are retro consoles. I don't want to think about that. But I feel like because that's just kind of... Okay, the N64. The N64 looks like kind of like the Sega CD. Is that the Sega CD? It doesn't have a controller for the Sega... It doesn't have a controller... But it has like another controller. Hold on a second. Search images with Google. It's the first time ever using this feature. Oh, it's a Neo Geo. Oh. Oh. It's a Neo Geo. Oh, well, we're going to put it in C. We're going to put it in... But you know where we're going to put it? We're going to put it in D tier. Okay. I love SNK. SNK is one of the greatest fighting game developers still standing. Why did they make this? Why? Why did they make this? What made them think this was a good idea? I know SNK is not the smartest company and they make historically stupid decisions. Why did they think that they could make a whole game console to play fighting games on and made it like $400? It was a big risk. But what's the point? It has to go in D tier. I mean, like, if you're a big fan of playing The King of Fighters and Fatal Fury and Samurai Showdown on, like, original hardware and as close to arcade quality as possible, get a Neo Geo. But, like, no one ever talks about this. All I know is that the cartridges look huge. I don't think anyone's ever seen a Neo Geo cartridge. Neo Geo cartridge. This is what a Neo Geo cartridge looks like. I believe that those are called arcade cabinets. Well, here's the thing, Gregory. I don't think everyone wants to own a giant arcade cabinet. Like, I feel like do you own giant arcade cabinets in your house? The answer is likely no. So that's why the Neo Geo was invented, probably. But, like, why? I don't get it. I don't get why. Like the Neo Geo cartridges were huge. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, N64. This was also a revolutionary console for its time. It was the thing to invent well, it didn't invent it, but, like, it started analog movement and stuff like that. It had a lot of classic, like, 3D adventure games and things like that. There are plenty of things to play on the N64 that are awesome and still, like, classic and stuff. Oh, Greg, I think you're a little bit behind. No, but I despise fighting games. Well, if you don't like fighting games, there's absolutely no reason to ever buy a Neo Geo. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because that's basically all it has. There are sports games, there are some beat-em-ups, and there's some twin-stick shooters, and there are fighting games. That is all there is on here. There's not much beyond that. There's no platformers, there's no RPGs. The stream is a 20-second latency. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Alright, next up, the N64. I feel like I had to put this in A tier. Not because of, like, but I feel like there was a lot of, like, good technology behind it. There were a lot of great games on there, like the Zeldas. Kirby 64 was great. Mario 64. The original Smash Brothers was really good. Trying to think of more. Pokemon Stadium, those were great. The Pokemon Stadium games were great. Mario Kart 64, Mario Party. There were tons of great games on this thing, honestly. I think I have to put an A tier because the library is so good that people still want to play it to this day. Oh, right, and the OG Paper Mario was on this too. I kind of have to put an A tier then. It's not as good as the GameCubes, I think, but I think because it was such a revolution in technology, it has to go above the GameCube in my opinion. All right, next up is the Atari Lynx, worst portable console on this entire list. This by far. I don't think there was a single good game that ever came out for this thing. The emulators exist for it, but I don't think they're worth playing. Okay, moving on. Actually, wait a minute. I'm just looking at the Nokia N-Gage. Never mind, that's worse. I say that, and I'm completely corrected in 5 seconds. All right. Next up is the GBA. Honestly, there was a lot of great games on the GBA, all things considered. There's a lot of great. There were some great Zeldas, some nice. There was some fun 2D Kirby's. There was the first Mario Kart in the game. The Pokemon games are pretty good. I think this has got to go in S, honestly. It has to go below the Nintendo Switch in my opinion. But there was like a sheer like mass quantity of like good games on this thing, honestly. And there were also like at the time there was also like no one does this nowadays, but they made like weaker console ports, but that were like entirely different games, specifically so they could put it on the GBA. So I feel like because of that reason alone, GBA's got to go in S tier. I think it's one of the best consoles by far, and please add more GBA games to NSO Nintendo, or make them more available some way, shape, or form. If not, we will emulate them, and you cannot stop us. Okay, the music's on. All right, PS4. I think the PS4 is probably the peak of like modern gaming. Like we can't go much higher than this, I think. I don't think there's like much higher that we can go than the PS4, I think. The PS4 has had some really good like games and stuff. But a lot of those games are also available on PC nowadays. But a lot of those games start out on PlayStation. So I feel like because of that, I think it has to go in the B tier. I think it's in the same tier as the Xbox 360 in my opinion. Where the Xbox 360 it was the better way to play games at the time. The PS4 was also a better way to play games at the time. Because when it came out, PCs weren't that common for playing games on. I think around 2017, 2018 is when PC started like really popping off in terms of popularity. So I feel like the PS4 has got to go in the B tier, I think. All right, the PSP. PSP has got to be an A tier. PSP probably is one of the best libraries for the PlayStation. Because there were like a lot of because even then there was like a ton of like great games that you could play on the PSP. Tekken 5, I have Street Fighter Alpha 3. I think you could play Third Strike on there. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, Final Fantasy 7. Sunairs have been. Let me rephrase my statement. PC gaming didn't really pop off until around 2017, 2018. That's what I was trying to say. PCs were always popular, but PC gaming itself didn't really pop off till around 2017, 2018. Because back then PCs were kind of just like used for like some indie games and stuff like that. But like it became way more popular for PC gaming with like the rise of online content in 2020. But not 2020, 2017, 2018. Anyway, back to the PSP. The PSP, I think, did everything that the PS Vita was trying to do, but right. Because it was a great start for PlayStation as a whole for, like, the portable gaming scene. There was a lot of great portable games that you could play on there. The discs look really funny. I want to show you a PSP cartridge. Hold on. PSP. Okay, so this is what a PSP cartridge looks like. Don't they look weird? I love them. I love them so much. I don't know why. PCs were the dominant form of gaming long before consoles were popular. I mean, yeah, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Greg. A lot of games on PC, there was not like a lot of reasons to like prioritize the PC port over a console port back in the day. Like in like the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. Sure, games were cheaper back then, but like they were just. But even then, like there weren't like a ton of like great exclusive stuff on there. Like there was Doom, Wolfenstein, StarCraft, Diablo, stuff like that. But honestly, there wasn't a ton of like exciting stuff on PCs for a long time. Steam kind of changed the game, honestly. Like I think a lot of people forget how big of a deal Steam was, and like how big Valve's games were for changing how people saw PC gaming. I mean, sure, people have been like gaming on consoles for a longer time, but like they weren't like stealing the show or anything like that. Anyway, back to the PSP discs. Look at these guys. Have you seen these? Have you seen these things? Look at them. They look so cute. I love them. Oh. 5 reasons why Sony's Universal Media Discs failed. All right, then we're gonna move on before things go bad. All right, the PlayStation, OG PlayStation, Gotta be an A tier here. It was revolutionary for the time. It had a lot of great exclusive games on it. A lot of games that you'd like, a lot of series that you wouldn't normally care about started on PlayStation or made the jump to PlayStation. Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Tomb Raider, Rayman, Tekken, Dragon Quest. Gosh, there's so many to think of. I can't even think about. I don't even. I think there are probably others. Mega Man, Mega Man X, Darkstalkers, Castlevania. Yeah, so many good games. So many good games were on the OG PlayStation. There was also a lot of trash, but I don't think it was as much trash as the PS2. It is a little bit less advanced, but it came out in 1995, so what can you expect? So I think it's gotta be an A tier. Next up is the Master System. I don't really think there's like a single like memorable game that's on the Master System. I think it's gotta be the worst of the Sega consoles, honestly. Alright. So this is a console you guys probably have never heard of. This is the TurboGrafx 16. There aren't a lot of games on the TurboGrafx 16. They just kind of exist. It's a lot of arcade games and stuff like that. There aren't a ton on here, but it was kind of a revolutionary thing as it was one of the first 16-bit consoles. So I think for that reason, I kind of have to put it in at least C tier. But the game library is like super unmemorable, so I think I have to put it in D tier. And last for game consoles is the Wii U. I'm not letting my bias, dude. This thing. I'm not gonna let my bias make things go too high. I think it's at least a C tier. There were some good games on here, but a lot of those games are playable elsewhere, or whether it be on PC, Xbox, PlayStation 3, or on the Switch nowadays. I can't even speak nowadays. I sound like Bill Clinton. But I will admit there was a lot of good things about the Wii U. It had a creative UI. Miiverse was very silly and stupid. It had a great virtual console system, which included a lot of stuff that wasn't on the previous system, except for GameCube games for some reason. It had Wii backwards compatibility. But at the same time, though, there was not a lot of reasons to buy this thing. There was Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And like a decent Mario game. Well, 3D World was decent. Mario Maker was pretty good. Sploon was phenomenal, but it had this weird controller setup with the gamepad, so nobody really used it. Well, people did use it, but like you couldn't really use it for multiplayer. And there was just like a lot of trash on here, like a lot of play it safe garbage on here as well. Like a lot of stuff that was just like not worth playing was also on the Wii U. So honestly, I personally find leaving it in a C tier. It had some good stuff, but also had a lot of bad stuff. Also, it's also surprisingly easy to mod. That also applies to the Wii too. All right, that is it for video game consoles. Again, if you guys have any suggestions for what stuff I should do some rankings on, I would gladly accept those. But yeah, I think that for now this is going to be for the video game consoles. Now, of course, since this is a Sunair stream, you cannot stop at the true brain rot. So we're going to look up no, not games. There we go. Fighting games. Okay, what? Lot of Roblox game. And then there's Game Pro tags with a Quilladin. Okay. 200 Sonic games tier list. What? Alright, that's crazy. Alright. Oh dear gosh, that's a lot of ranks. Granted, that's also a lot of games, too. So we're just gonna try our best here. And, we're gonna figure out how we're just gonna rank them based on if I've played... We're just gonna rank them based on, I don't know how to rank these. Beyond race... Okay, we're gonna rank them based off of quality, duh. You know what? This is too many rankings. We're gonna pick some. I feel like we should pick something else. I will have to say though, we are going, before I do leave, I am gonna put the chicken strips in the Kino Blessings from God himself. That's how it's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna pick that. I honestly don't know what else to rank. Do you guys want to do another brain rot tier list? Wait, I have a great idea. This is one of the tier lists I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I better see this. It better be here. I refuse for this tier list not to be here. Tier list, no. Okay, you know what? Please have mercy, I do not understand the youth. We're gonna turn this off for a second. We're gonna turn this off. We're gonna turn off the thing, and I'm gonna surprise you with this. What is this? This is not what I was looking for. What? There's nothing to show. Implying that he got banned. This one is just a list of Hershey's and Pepsi. Fake consoles alignment chart. What the heck is this? Yeah, okay. This is the tier list. Yes, this is the tier list I was looking for. All right, chat. So this is the Jeff tier list. This is ranking every single Jeff that has ever existed. I don't think this is an accurate list of every Jeff, but we're gonna rank him. We're gonna rank them all. Alright, so I think this is Jeff Brolin. I don't know, he played the Purple Man that one time, and he was pretty funny when he did play that role. I mean, he was pretty silly goofy when he did that. I feel like we gotta put him in A tier. I don't think he's an S tier, but I think A tier for sure. for the almighty Jeff. Jeff, I think, is just too powerful to not mention. Next up is Jeff Bezos. I don't know, man. I don't know where I should rank Jeff Bezos. I feel like we should put him in S tier, because I mean, like, Amazon kind of spies on all of our whereabouts. So I mean, like, I think for now we're just gonna put him in S tier. Just for now, at least. I mean, maybe no. I mean, no. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an S tier. Definitely. Definitely, our lords at Amazon will definitely not hurt us. Definitely.
I have no idea who this is. I'm just assuming that he's a Jeff. I think maybe this is Jeff Daniels. So I think we're gonna put him in E tier. Then we have the Jeff from Teen Titans Go. It's just a mask where one of the characters speaks in a deep voice. I think this is peak Jeff content. Then we have Jeff Favreau. I think he's got to go in he's got to go in A tier. Maybe B tier because he created the MCU. Yeah, I think we're gonna put him in B tier. Freaking Jeff tier list. Then we have Jeff from Clarence. I'm pretty sure. I think that in the terms of this Jeff power ranking, I think we have to rank him fairly high. I'm pretty sure that he's unbeatable. So he's gotta be put in the A tier. I think he stands a very good chance in the Jeff meta. Then we have this guy. Who the heck is this guy? This is the first time I've ever used search images with Google, and I've used it twice. Who is this guy? He doesn't exist. So, is this guy's Uncle Jeff? Sure, Uncle Jeff. I think he's fairly... I think he's gonna be best. Then we have, I think, Jeff the movie. I mean, if it's a movie about Jeff, it's gotta be the best Jeff imaginable. So I think we gotta put it in, the Jeff tier. This ranking's so stupid. I mean, Greg, I did respect your wishes. I respected your wishes, and I did not give you a brain rot tier list. But what I gave you in return is probably worse. Next up is Jeff in a wheelchair. I mean, he's disabled, so I don't think he would stand much of a chance in the Jeff meta, unfortunately. But I think he still looks pretty powerful, so I think I gotta put him in a C tier. I think the wheelchair is like his training weights. I think that this Jeff could have been like in Jeff tier, if that's the case. Then we have Jacksepticeye. I mean, he's Irish, so automatically that nerfs him a bit. He's gotta go in. I mean, he's gotta be in a. I feel like Jacksepticeye has gotta be in a decent tier. I mean, he is definitely a true Jeff. He's only played through some of the FNAF games and not beaten them. So I gotta put him in B tier. Then we have this Jeff. I don't know who this Jeff is. I think I'm gonna put him in F tier because of that reason. Then we have this Jeff. I don't know who this guy is. He is Jeff, so I mean, like, I can't not rank him because of Jeff. I think I'll put him in F tier because sports are cringe. Then we have Jeff Kaplan, who was probably the final Jeff on. Actually, no, he's not the final Jeff. I recognize a couple more of these Jeffs. But I think he's a decent Jeff. I mean, he's part of Blizzard. So I think he has to go in D tier. I think being a part of Blizzard by himself, I think is by nature, has to put him in D tier. I mean, it makes sense. He is Jeff. Then we have My Name Jeff. The most powerful Jeff of them all. Truly meta breaking. We got to put him at the top of this. This is all based on a joke. The fact that I think that My Name Jeff's still funny. Then we have this guy who's a Jeff wearing a weed shirt. I don't know how he's gonna do, but I think he's only slightly stronger than Jeff Kaplan by principle. What principles am I judging them by, you may ask? No, I made them up. Then we have Jeff in a cool hat. I think that cool hat's gotta boost your power in some level. So I think that by nature, I think on the mix-up, that cool hat's gotta put you in the S tier. Then we have Jeff the Killer, who's gotta be F tier because he's not scary. Then we have Jeff Goldblum, who I think has to go top of S because he's Jeff Goldblum. By that logic, Jeff Goldblum is he's just too powerful. Then we have Jeff from Earthbound. I feel like because this is the only Jeff I know on a deep level, I think because that logic, I'm gonna have to put him in, I mean, he has to be A tier. His multi-bottle rockets are pretty powerful. Then we have this Jeff, who I'm gonna call Screaming Jeff. I don't know, he seems pretty angry about something, so I'm gonna put him in E tier. Then we have this guy. He looks like something that Matt Pat would use in a game theory. I don't think he's that strong. I think he's E tier material. Then we have this gnome, which I think is called Jeff in Gravity Falls. Yes, Gravity Falls. Yes, no, in Gravity Falls, there's this gnome called Jeff. I don't think he's the strongest Jeff ever, but I mean, he was able to imitate a man. So, I mean, he's got to account for something. Then we have Jeff the Duck. I mean, he's a duck. I don't think ducks are that strong. It's got to be like a C tier, maybe. And then we have this Jeff. It's somewhere, I don't know, man. I don't know who this Jeff is. Alright, and that is the definitive Jeff tier list. I really appreciate you guys for the definitive Jeff, for supporting the truly definitive Jeff tier list. There was no changes to this whatsoever, and no changes to be made because this list is perfect. Yep, absolutely perfect. All right. Anyway, chat. What are we doing next? What ranking should I do next? I gotta think here. I have to be quick before the Amazon Mafia comes for me. Alright, I feel like we're gonna end the stream off with a certified hood classic. I'm gonna turn off the let me turn off the Google for this. We've had our fun in games, but now this is where the real seriousness happens. I'm gonna turn off the BGM too. Because this is where things get really serious. Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. Trust me, this is it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Hold on a second. I'm completely muting the audio because I have to find the exact list. You know, let's move to the Zatsudan screen real quick because it's gonna take a little bit. This is going to take a hot second, and I'll turn the BGM back on while we're here. So I feel like we have to. All right, we're at the Zatsudan screen again. Oh, wait, and chat's working again. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Look at that, chat. Look at that. Chat's working again. I don't know what I did to fix it, but it's working. All right. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, all right. I'm sorry for the video. All right. All right. All right. Now we're gonna turn off the BGM because this is the part where things get serious. Or depending on how you look at it. All right. I'm gonna show this list. 3, 2, 1. For our final ranking, we are going to be ranking we're going to be ranking execution methods. I hope I am hoping that my mom does not come up right now. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna start. All right. So basically, this is a tier list based on this is a tier list that is based on basically what would be the best alternatives here. So like the S tier would basically be like the ideal situation, like what things would be the best possible solution. And like the bottom tiers would be honestly the things that would just be the most painful and worst things possible. So we're starting off really good with I cannot believe I said it like that. We're starting with crucifixion. The image that was chosen here was probably the worst thing that they could have picked. I feel like this is probably going to go here. No. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, from what I've heard about this is not a comfortable process. Apparently you are literally nailed to a wooden cross, and you are required to hold up your body. So I genuinely think by that logic, I don't think it's an ideal situation for this execution method. I don't think then there's burning. I don't think burning would be very like, I don't know. I feel like it would be I feel like it would be, I don't know if this would be like a quick process if you burn to death. Like, I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Like, I don't have to hold up my lungs. I mean, it's like, it'll be over when it's over. I don't have, like, the idea of, like, having no idea when it's going to stop. What the heck is alright, I don't know what a braking wheel is, so, I'm gonna be looking that up right now. And I'm gonna have my innocence destroyed by learning what a braking wheel is. Oh. Oh. So, basically, a braking wheel is you getting run over and over and over again. I assure you, immolation is agonizing. You feel your nerves melt. I mean, all things considered, though, I don't think it's better than like getting run over and over and over again. I don't think it's in the category of hell is a better alternative. I mean, I basically might as well put burning in the same category, because I mean, like, look at the depictions of hell. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's basically what it is. All right, the chair. I think the chair is going up and acceptable. I feel like it's just like a quick one and it's over. I feel like this is probably like the probably the one of the better ones, all things considered. Next up we have drowning. I feel like drowning is probably worse than burning, because like that entire thing, because I feel like with burning, I don't know, both of these I feel like are kind of even. Like, the question is, it's more like a pick your poison situation. Because with drowning, you're because with both of these, you're like completely aware of the situation, right? So it's got to be like, I feel like I'd say drowning is worse than burning. Burning is probably bottom of, actually, no, or I guess, yeah, bottom of let the sweet nothingness embrace me. Because I feel like drowning would be worse. Because you'd be like, because for both these, you're like entirely conscious. But at the same time, you are, I feel like you're more aware. And you literally are like constantly choking in the process. I don't know how swapping of burning and drowning. All right, firing squad. Oh, there's a librarian who made this list. Firing squad, I think, is going to go in mildly disturbing. I mean, there's like the tension, but like it's over in like a couple seconds. So I don't think it would be like as bad overall. Like, I don't think it would be the worst thing ever, right? I mean, there's worst ways to go out. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm thinking about this may or may not have been the best idea, but I'm gonna keep going. I say mildly. I feel like it would go into mildly disturbing. I mean, it's quick and it's over with, right? Sure, you're shot a bunch, but like, after you're done with the firing squad, like, it's over, right? So I assume it's quick. I feel like I put in mildly disturbing. Gas chamber is only going one step above crucifixion. I cannot think there, because I think that like it basically has all the worst parts of burning and drowning at the same time. You have your lungs filled up. You have the idea of like being trapped in a room with like you have all the pain of like burning and stuff like that. I think that gas chamber is probably one of the worst methods. I was ranking Jeff's 1 minute ago. Was this the best idea? We gotta keep going though. So the guillotine, I feel like this is like the mid method. I think honestly, like if you had to die, I think that the guillotine's like the overall mid method, because like it is like a one and done thing. It's quick and it's over with. But like it's gotta be like it has to be like the most mediocre method by far. Okay, not mediocre in that way. It's not like I would enjoy getting executed. But like you do understand, I think, because I'm pretty sure like your brain is still active after you're executed. So I feel like by this logic, I think we have to put guillotine in mid. Unless you're watching a guillotine like the 1800s, because apparently this was like a public event, watching guillotines and stuff. There is a chance it doesn't chop fully. Oh yeah, right. I remember that. I think that was one of the case with one of Henry VIII's wives. I mean, that's because I think it's the only execution case I can majorly think of. So like, I guess that would that would be pretty that would be pretty bad. There is always a chance that's the case, and your head is just on. All executions were public. Republic. Well, the chair isn't nowadays. It's more private, I guess. Like you're not, but like I don't think there's like cases where like people are bringing the chair close to you. Also, some of these aren't real, so like I don't think they'd be public execution methods. No, the guillotine was not used for either of Henry VII's wives. Okay, maybe I'm confused. All right, I think we're gonna put guillotine. If that's the case, I think we're gonna put guillotine and let the sweet nothingness embrace me. But at the top of let sweet nothingness embrace me. Next up is keel hauling, which dear gosh. Traditionally, executions were a very popular means of public entertainment. Yes, I know that. I'm pretty sure this is probably the only thing that's possibly worse than crucifixion. I don't know if this is a debate. The only benefit I think that above this one is that keel hauling is not public, it's private. But the reason that it's private is because you're under the water. So I think because of that logic, it's probably a worse method overall. If you don't know what keel hauling is, it's basically where you are tied to the bow of a ship, I think, or the back of a ship, and basically you're letting the rocks and the belly of the sea kill you. So if you don't die by drowning, you die by the rocks. They're just going to cut you up and destroy you. So it's not... The only really good benefit is I think it's one of the few public execution methods that isn't public. So by that logic, I think it crucifixion I think may have the advantage. But for now, I'm gonna put keel hauling as hell is a better alternative. Next up is lethal injection. I think this one's pretty easy. It's going up to acceptable. I don't know. I feel like this one is. I feel like this the only question is it better than the chair or is it worse than the chair? I personally think it's better than the chair because like it's just a shot. I guess if you're afraid of needles, like it's worse, but I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. I feel like this is the one I would go with. If I had to die, I'd say lethal injection. Honestly. I don't think this one is as bad. Unless it like causes you to like get like super mega infected with something. I feel like this is like for that reason it has to go in like acceptable. Alright. I do not know what Ponia Kule is. So we're gonna take a look at that. And watch as my innocence gets destroyed again. A death penalty imposed on a subject who have been found guilty of patricide. What the heck is patricide? Oh, it's killing your dad. So this is the Kazuya Mishima punishment. Specifically the Tekken 1 Kazuya Mishima punishment. The punishment consists of being sewn up in a leather sack with an assortment of live animals, including a dog, a snake, a monkey, and a chicken or a rooster, and being thrown into the water? What the heck? Keel hauling was not generally a execution moment. Then it was just a standard form of corporal punishment. I think because of that, then I'm gonna put it like, because if it's just a method of because if I'm gonna survive after that, I mean, yeah, hell's a better alternative, but like I wouldn't. But if it's but if I have a chance of living afterwards, oh, my alarm went off. I'm taking it over gas chamber and crucifixion any day. But anyway, Poniculi is a very screwed up method. I have no idea. I mean, you're thrown in a sack with a bunch of animals. So basically just an execution method for all of you. And in theory, you could win the fight. I have no idea. I have no idea how this is gonna work. How this would work. Is there a... Oh, that's not great. Apparently the Chinese invented a similar thing. That's awful. You know, when people talk about the things that we share as cultures, I don't think one of them that we thought of was throwing animals in a bag with a human and hoping that we survive. Winning the fight would require you to slay a dog, Sunair. Well, yeah, but you're forgetting something, Gregory. It's not just a dog. It's a dog. It's a dog, a chicken, a snake, and a monkey. Which I don't think I could. I feel like this is like you're being put in a bag. Okay. It's not feel like. I feel like this method would be very painful, but maybe there'd be some benefit. I mean, I feel like this one's going in this tier, all things considered, because it's very safe. Because I mean, you do have a chance of winning. Like, you could break open the sack and escape with minimal injuries. So like, I don't think it would be as bad, all things considered. Next up is quartering. So time for me to look up what quartering means. And beyond being a oh, that's awful. Oh dear gosh. Oh. Oh dear gosh. Okay, so it's basically dismemberment. I feel like this would probably be one of the worst ways to go. I feel like getting chopped up into pieces, and while this is via a butcher, would be very painful, a very painful way to go. At some point though it would end. So it's basically like it's a worse version of I feel like I would rather get run over. Also, I feel like I'm going to move up the braking wheel to no, we're not moving it down. You're getting run over. What am I saying? Oh dear gosh, my mom's coming up. All right, hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. Okay, she's passed by. Now let's go back to the crucial. Traditionally, under English law, it would proceed by being drawn under through the streets and non-lethal hanging. Okay, that's one of the worst ones by far. I think. Okay, that's basically the only benefit, the only similarity is that it doesn't freaking involve you carrying a giant piece of wood on your back. Yeah, that's worse than the gas chamber by far. No doubt about that. A non-lethal hanging. That sounds horrible. Oh dear gosh. Alright, escapism. Oh dear gosh. Okay. Okay, once again, very similar case to quartering. The only benefit that escapism has, actually, not escapism, keel hauling, is that it's private. What escapism is you are swished between two boats or canoes, and then you're covered in milk and honey, and then you're fed to a bunch of rats and gnats and bees and all this other stuff. This would be the worst one if it were public. That's all I'm gonna say. I think this one is probably worse than quartering. Because imagine being eaten alive by something like that. It's horrifying. This feels like the... Alright, next up is stoning. I mean, I don't think this is a very... I feel like this is, like, same tier as Panacule, because, like, you're dealing with multiple things at once. But at the same time, though, you could have the mercy of one of the rocks, like, hitting your head really quickly, and then you just feel nothing. So I feel like because of that, I feel like because of that, it could be, by that logic, I think it's better than Panacule. Alright, next up is hanging. Oh my gosh. I mean, all things considered, this probably is, like, this one's fairly quick, right? Like, it can't be that hard and that painless, right? Like, I don't think there's... Like, I don't think there's, like... Like, I assume it would be painful, but I don't think... But at least it would be quick. Maybe, I think I'll put it this unacceptable, actually. I don't think it's mid. I don't think there's a reason that's mid. Alright, boiled alive. Hanging lets you die with your head held high. Yeah, I think... yeah, it's gotta go unacceptable. It's gotta go unacceptable. It's quick. Wait a minute. Oh gosh, please no execution puns. Anyway, boiled alive is probably gonna go in, well, actually, we have two variations of boiled alive. We have boiled alive, and then we have the brazen bull, which I'm pretty sure the brazen bull is probably final boss material, if I remember it correctly. Hold on, let me look this up. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, I'm looking at this. Dear gosh, this is the worst one by far. First of all, I have to rank boiled alive. We're putting boiled alive in hell as a better alternative. I think it goes... Should we put it above or below gas chamber? I'm gonna put it below. Brazen bull, though, worst method by far, 100%. There is not a more painful way to die. Crucifixion, I think, would inflict more suffering, but, like, this is just, like... I could not think of a worse method than the brazen bull. If you don't know what the brazen bull is, a person is stuck in a bowl, a bronze bowl, it's heated up, and, well, you know what happens when metal gets hot. I'll let you figure out the rest from there. Room and a gun with this song, I think that's very mid. I think I would just go insane and just shoot the phone at that. Try to shoot whatever's producing the music. I don't think that's really a particularly like important one. I'm looking at the I'm halfway through this tier list. I am considering if this video is going to get age restricted or not. So I feel like this video is going to get age restricted. I should have thought before I did. Hold on, let me... Okay, no one said anything yet. If my manager starts yelling at me, I'm going to stop, and we're just going to end the stream. Alright, sawing. I assume this is like a saw. I mean... I assume it's like a... If you're being cut like for like a boat or something, probably not too bad. I mean, it's a long and painful process, but I mean, like, probably no different than getting quartered. I'm gonna put it here. The sweet embrace of nothingness embrace me. I mean, starvation is probably just a very mid one. In general, like what are you gonna do? Like, make this public? It's so mediocre. I think it just has to go in the mid tier. So strangling, dude, I don't even know strangle. Dude, I don't know. Oh. I mean, strangling has to be quick, right? And at least you could probably, like, fight back. So I feel like maybe this would go in mid. Yeah, it has to go in mid, I think. I think it kind of has to go in mid. Alright, buried alive. Dude, I'm honestly puzzled of where to put buried alive. I mean, you would suffer for a very long time, all things considered, but it's fairly painless. Unless you start, like, running out of oxygen, like, midway through this. I think it would have to be, like, let the sweet nothingness embrace me, for sure. Poisoning. It's quick, it's lame, it's not really... It's probably... I think it's mildly disturbing. It's only, I think, a little more fatal than lethal injection. Turn into vampire and exposed to sunlight and vaporized, I think, are probably in, like, the exact same category. Because basically these kind of the same things happen. Like, you suffer for a little bit, but then it's just done, it's over. And then, so I feel like both of them, I think, are in the same, like, camp. Alright, airlock ejection, probably one of the worst ones by far. You're sucked into the vast thing of void of space, and you're basically getting suffocated and choking at the same time. This is probably, like, bottom 5 material. Ants, escapism but worse. So by all means, I think I would absolutely put ants there. We need to finish this quickly. Ark of the Covenant face melting. I think it's a similar case to vaporized. I feel like that would probably be like a quick and it's over thing. I mean, you'd see horrors beyond your entire comprehension, but I mean, like, you die pretty quickly. Alright, next up is Cannon. Dude, I don't know, man. This one... Probably this one I think is one of the better ones. Actually, no, probably one of the worst mid ones. No, I think it's let the sweet nothingness embrace me, because you're literally getting blasted with a powerful gunpowder blast. So there's no way this one's probably gonna be high. Crushing is bottom 5, 100%. And feeling all the pain and weight on your body just fundamentally would feel not good. Dude, why did I do this? This thing. NL couldn't even make this funny. I'm tasking myself to make this funny. It's depressing. Declassed? I mean, I feel like it would depend on the SCP. So I feel like this is mid. Yeah, mid. Dementor's Kiss. I have not seen Harry Potter, nor have I played Elden Ring, nor do I know what a Loopard is, nor do I know who this is, nor do I know what a magnetic collar is. So, I feel like by that logic, I feel like I don't know where to put these. So I'm just not going to rank them. I don't know how bad these are, unless there's, like, people who know what these 3 are from, or have played Elden Ring, or have watched or seen Harry Potter before. I don't think I can properly rank these. But I can rate the Midsummer Cliff Dive, and it probably is one of the... I mean, it's basically jumping off a cliff. So it's fall damage. So I feel like it would be... It'd be over with quickly, I think. Molten gold. It's... I feel like it's burning but worse. I think we're putting it in, I feel like I'm putting it in the same as boiled alive tier. Because it genuinely is worse. The adventures kill you with depression. Okay, well, I feel like because of that, it's going to be acceptable because, that's just, because I feel like that's just me IRL. Alright, Sarlacc Pit. Alright, Sarlacc Pit, that's pretty... I mean, Boba Fett survived it, so I feel like there's not much of a reason to put this very high. I feel like we're going to put in mid. I think it would be painful, but if there's even like a remote chance you can survive this, it's probably fine. Suicide Squatted is basically just getting a hitman called on you. I feel like that it would be very shocking, but then it would just end. I mean, they would probably do a horrible job of like dealing with your body, but I mean, like, it's not too bad. I feel like this would probably be mildly disturbing. And lastly, Table Laser. I think the Table Laser is probably one of the... I mean, it's probably like a very long and anticlimactic kind of thing, but I think it's probably on the same level as quartering. Actually, no, it's probably better than quartering, because like you're getting sliced with a laser. The Sarlacc keeps you barely alive inside the stomach so it can eat you later. Oh dear gosh. So basically it's basically making leftovers. Okay, that's awful. I think we're gonna put it in, I think then we're gonna put the Let the Sweet Embrace and Death, embrace the, Sweet Nothingness Embrace Me, because I think I may have a chance. But how much of a chance do I have? This is basically all the things I could rank. I haven't played Elden Ring, so I can't rank this one. And I have no idea what these three are, so I can't rank them. If you have any disagreements with my list, please, speak now or forever hold your peace. Because, I don't want to go back to this list. I feel like I'm gonna post this list and the Jeff tier list onto Twitter, just to give a tonal jump scare to people. And yeah, that's basically gonna be the rankings. Thank you guys so much for coming to this stream. I think now, hopefully you can learn simultaneously about the beauty of Jeff, and also think about mortality. The only two things you can possibly think about in a Sunair stream. Thank you so much for this. I'm gonna go lie down now. I would advise posting this to Twitter. It may violate their terms of service. Okay, I'll just post the Jeff one then. I'm not going to post the execution methods one then. I don't want to get banned on Twitter. I prefer not to get banned. I'm already risking my channel getting deleted. Oh dear gosh. I did not think before I did. So anyway, thank you guys for the stream, for watching this. I'm going to go put a tone... I'm going to go put on a tonal killer song now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Hades, where we are going to go destroy my dad with the Greek Glock. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Nope. I don't want an ad. I don't want an ad. No ads. No ads. Wait. What? Oh wait, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, dear gosh. Yeah, this was definitely a stream. Yeah, it definitely was a stream. VOD's gonna be down for a little bit because I actually have to edit that, because I'm gonna have to freaking edit that freaking ad out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. this was the stream of all time. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow for Hades. Hopefully I don't get destroyed. I'm gonna go lie down now. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Goodbye.